Hello, my friends. Well, every December, I treat myself to a few advent calendars, and I always try something new. So this year, I chose not to go the direction of the beauty route. And all the companies that make fabulous advent calendars that are filled with makeups and hair products and skincare and all of that. But honestly, I have enough face creams to last me until 2000 and I don't know, 40, something like that. So this year, I chose to go a different direction. I really chose to try things that I had not tried before. One standby, one that I have ordered before, and I'll share with you about that experience because it was different. I don't know how else to put it. Some of these were worth every penny that I paid for them. And I should upfront say none of these were sponsored. So I paid for every single one of these. And I do that so that I can give you my honest review. So some were worth every penny I paid and some not so much. So let's get into it. The one thing I do want to share though is that, I switched away from beauty calendars this year. At a certain age, and I know many of you feel the same way, we stop wanting more products and we start wanting what I call more rituals. We want something beautiful and intentional and joyful in each day. And at this stage of our lives, we have the time to do that. Whether it's a cup of tea or it's just a moment or a small treat, we can do that. And that's why I've gone a different direction this year from the skincare, face care, makeup, all of that, beauty calendars. So this year was all about joy, not clutter. So I will show you the first. The first one was the Palais de Tea, and this was the least expensive of the group. And, it was fun, but I have to be really honest, and I'm hoping that you can see this all on the calendar. The packaging was not great. Now, this advent calendar was only $39.90 to give you a little bit of an idea. And this is obviously a French company, a tea maker. And I drink a different company most of the time, but I thought, okay, I'm going to try something. Okay. Lots of variety. These were very difficult. I think I can show you. These were very difficult to open. And actually, this one kind of broke off. And just to give you an idea, this one, which is number 20, what is it? I can't even see it. Number 2, all the teas started falling down into it. So they had not separated them very well. And as you can see, if I pull out number 2, a whole bunch of other teas show up. So kind of, yeah, beautiful. Pros are beautiful variety. You can actually drink the tea for sure. I think tea is a very calming daily ritual, perfect for winter. But you know what? It wasn't packaged properly. It's just raise the price a little bit and package it appropriately. Also, I'm not a big herbal tea drinker, and so you get some of that. It does tell you on the back what all the different teas are. It might be a nice little hostess gift, but I don't know. It wasn't for me, actually. And if I give this a rating, what was the rating I gave it? Actually, 1 star. So that is my Palais de tea. Next is totally outside the box, no pun intended. And it is called Lakrids by Bulow. And I know I'm pronouncing this wrong because it's a Danish confectionery or a Danish candy shop, candy company. And it's actually was quite beautiful. This was $69.99. And now you're all thinking, I know you're thinking this. Licorice, oh, Sharri, no, that's very person specific. But this is one thing that the head of the company, Johan Bulow, wrote in the inside, which is the 24 days. of licorice, of Lakrids, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that right. If any of you can speak the language properly, let me know. And this is what he said, though: indulge yourself in our gourmet licorice wonderland. Countdown to Christmas, each door unveiling carefully crafted licorice treats made in Denmark. Serves two, but one is rarely enough. And I have to show you number one because, of course, I had to try it. I tried them all actually. But look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's like gold colored. And I love licorice, but you really don't taste the licorice. It's like something I've never tasted before. And let me show you number 24. 24's got, I didn't eat these because I wanted to show you them, but then it has all these strawberries and cream, sea and buckthorn, desalt and caramel, strawberry. I mean, who would think? I thought it was beautiful packaging, beautifully presented. It's shipped very well, and they have a US address. So, for those of you who are in the US and you know the tariff issues, that's important. That's really important. And I'll explain to you one of the packages that did not come across very well from the tariff standpoint. They have all the nutrition facts in the back. This is a company that received some sort of a European environmental star, if you want to call it that. I think it's called a B rating or something like that, because they're an environmentally a wonderful company. They do have like I said, a US site. I would give that actually a 5 out of 5 rating. I would buy it again, especially if I was going to give it as a hostess gift. I think it's a wonderful, fun hostess gift and something that probably most people have never gotten. And if you like licorice, you are going to love this. And truly, I think even if you don't like licorice, you will like this. It's playful, it's affordable, and how does this tie into our next chapter? Well, step 5 in my framework, my next chapter, design your next chapter framework, is all about trying something on. And I thought this was so fun. When I saw the ad come past, it must have been on Instagram or YouTube or something like that. I thought, I have to try that. And that's what step 5 in the framework is, that we have to try on our ideas. Some of them are perfect, some of them are not. Okay, that's what this is all about. That's part of the adventure, right? Okay, segment 3 is about this huge box. I'm going to see if I can pull the computer down so that you can see it. And this came from my French country home. Now, my French country home is run by Sharon Santoni. And this is the second or third year that I've purchased my French country home advent calendar. Something happened this year. She must have used a different supplier, a different shipper. It arrived at my house. First of all, I had to pay a tariff where you get the notice. So it was shipped to the US. Those of you who are in Europe, this doesn't apply to you at all. But it was shipped to the US, and you get this notice from UPS or whoever's shipping it that you have to pay X amount or they're going to return it to sender. They don't really give you any options. It makes no sense. That's all I can share, is that it's not actually always based on the price of the item. Some things are high, some things are low, but that brought the price of this, which was listed as $590, which is, to me, was a huge expense. And then on top of it was a tariff. And then to have the box arrive kind of beat up, and then it was disappointing. And then I'm going to pull the camera down again so that you can see some of the boxes arrived broken. So like number 10, let's see if I can show you. Please excuse my lack of camera skills. So number 10 was this huge jar of orange honey confiture, which is like jam, jelly jam. I would say it's jam. That was in number 10. And as you can see, it was not packaged properly because it fell apart. All of these, actually, what was very, very strange is that there's nothing in there's no wrapping in the boxes. Things are just kind of tossed in. Let's see if I can show you. And like this one, very bizarre. It's a handmade ornament, but there's no tag to tell you who made it. And it's not wrapped in tissue paper. And that's what was really different from last year. Last year it was beautifully put together. Now, they did give you what was enclosed was tells you this is the advent calendar and these are all the items and they're 1 through 24. And so you know that this particular ornament was made by La Frenchy Knot, okay? But there's nothing on it that tells you that. Now, some of the items I don't like, absolutely do not like. As an example, oh, I know. The other one I wanted to show you was number 12, which is the scented cameos. I don't know if I can find number 12. No, I don't. Somehow I can't see number 12. Number 12 is up at the top. Let's get this up. Where did you go, number 12? I can never find things. Here it is. Number 12. 12 was these little guys, which are they call them cameos, and they're scented, but they were not wrapped properly. And actually, one of them had some of the tips on the bottom. There's two in here, but one of them had the tips broken off on the bottom. So, number one, that's not something I would buy, even if it was in a store in Paris that I was in. They're lovely, I guess, to put in with your linens or something of that sort, but you have to keep refreshing them, and there's none of the refresher because actually they dry out and the scent actually goes away, and you have to usually respray them. Now, you could respray them with your favorite perfume, but just weird. I don't know how else to put it. I will share, though, that I loved the earrings. And I'm going to show you, these are the earrings that were included. So for $590, you do get some beautiful pieces. You get a necklace. This is earrings by Goss Bijou. I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I'm sure, but I thought these were really, really pretty. What else did I love? Oh, number 4. Let me show you number 4. I thought this was great. If I can get it out. Nope, that's not it. Maybe it was 14. 14. Here we are. Look at these. Aren't these lovely? So you can see for the 590, you do get, some really beautiful items. It's the packaging that I have such an issue with, and it's weird to me because it's so different from the prior years when I've purchased this box from my French country home. So my guess is somebody changed, and knowing Sharon, Sharon Santoni, who always is right on top of things. Sharon is going to make sure this never happens again. And I'm sure she is on top of this for sure. But I don't know. It was just not my favorite. The prior box was so beautiful that I wanted to keep the box. But this box, even though it's beautiful, it's all beat up. It's all kind of damaged. So my rating for this advent calendar is I would give it about a 3 out of 5. And the reason I would give it a 3 out of 5 is because of the packaging. And then some of the items are just things that I would never use. Now, if you love French brands, no matter what, that it's lovely. It's beautiful. But like for me, one of the other cons is there was a table runner and 4 napkins. Not my style. I would rather see something old, if you want to know the truth. So, how does that tie into our next chapter? One of the things that I'm really trying to incorporate in my life, and maybe you can relate to that, is that I'm not going to buy things like expensive things that I might love. I'm just not. I have this kind of desire to have intentional simplicity, intentional items in my home. So, yes, this was beautiful. It's expensive, but it's not an automatic buy for next year. And the reason being of the presentation. So, let's keep going. The next one is so fun. I have to show this to you. So fun. Look at this. Is this the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? This was an Instagram advert, if you can believe it. Now, let's see if I can pull this over so that you can see this little house, this bookstore, which is absolutely so cute. Now, you might say, okay, Sharri, what is this all about? So you open it up and you've got all these books, right? Okay, so let's pull out number 4 as an example. Number 4, and the book is, I'm going to read it, Mycelium Dreams, which is, then I'm sure I'm pronouncing that right. Wrong. You will find out I can't pronounce anything. I read like a demon. I can't pronounce a thing. But what's interesting is that the item in the box relates to the book title. Okay, let me show you another one just out of curiosity. I was looking at these earlier. Here's one. Let's see if I can get number 20. Oh, number 20. This is funny. Number 20 is La Maison Sucre, which is the House of Sugar. And this looks like an apple, doesn't it? Isn't that fun? And it's just little notepads, little note cards. Let's see if I can give you another. Now, some are, let's see, I think it was number Letters from the Past. Yeah, look at this. The book is called Letters from the Past, and in it, you all know how much I love wax and stamps. You've got a stamp, you see, stamp that you screw into the press, and 2 different kinds of ink. Not ink, I'm sorry, 2 different kinds of wax, which is very, very cool. Then there was another one, which I thought was really cool. Oh, this one. I have to show you this because it is absolutely beautiful. Look at it. The book is titled New Beginnings. I don't think these are real books, but that would be something to explore. And inside is a beautiful fountain pen with a feather on it. Isn't that cool? I thought that was so sweet. So you see here, everything relates to the books themselves. Afternoon tea tales. You'd think there would be tea in there. No, these are little bookmarks that have teacups on the top. I thought this was adorable. This could be adorable for a younger person as well as an older person who really, really loves reading and writing, journaling. I found it just intriguing. And again, this was something that was advertised actually on Instagram. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to try this. The price of this was $150. And just so you know, there's a little pencil or pen holder at the top because in a number of those, there are beautiful pens. Yeah, so it was $150. I would give this, honestly, my rating for this would be a 4 out of 5. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would buy this actually for any age of a person that loves books. Now, it's got kind of a girly feel, which is perfectly fine. I have a grandson that would love this, but I just thought it was neat. And it's actually, when you look at it all the way around, it's something that would be really fun to put on a bookshelf when it's not Christmas, when it's not the holidays. And I love that phrase, books and curiosities. Isn't that fun? Okay. Now, the last one is my absolute favorite. And let's see if I can pull that out for you. It is, look at how it came. Isn't that just beautiful? And it was all tied with a beautiful ribbon. And this is the calligraphy shop. This was $200. So it's not cheap, but it's not unbelievably expensive. I would give this a 5 star. This is just spectacular. You open it up, and one of the things that I thought was so beautiful is they had like some information all about the different kinds of what are you getting as an example. I'm going to show you one of them, but like here's a water dropper, which is the 9. Let's see if we can find 9. I see 10, 2, and look at how some are done in calligraphy letters. So here's a 9. See if I can pull the 9 out. They're stacked though. They're not in separate compartments. And here's 9. You open it up and see if I can show you. Look at this. Water dropper. Okay. It's a container. You're obviously going to put water in it. But if you go to the book and you go to day 9, it says this small water dropper bottle is handy to have in your calligraphy supplies for when you need to thin your ink. Who would think? And a little for writing. Store some water inside and add a couple of drops to your ink when needed. We will also be needing this water dropper for a product that is included in tomorrow's box, whatever tomorrow's box is, which is 10, and that's a metallic watercolor ink set. That's 10. But so that gives you, I just thought it was so beautifully put together, like a little story about each one. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, I did want to show you 24. 24 is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at it. Comes in this little bag. I already opened it up. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is the end of a pen, and it has the description inside, which says, congratulations, you are now the owner of a handcrafted pen holder from Ash Calligraphy Design. These tools are made by calligraphers for calligraphers using high-grade materials and bespoke design while still managing to offer remarkable value. I thought that was so beautiful. Now, let's just look at the 24 as an example. Let's see if I can get 24. Yeah, it explains who actually designed. So 24 in the little book tells you more about the professional calligrapher who designed this pen. Ash lives and works as a professional calligrapher in India and has made these stunning pens to feel at home in the hands of professionals as well as aspiring calligraphers. Handcrafted with high quality materials and hand selected wood, this pen is sure to become a trusty companion in your calligraphy journey. Isn't that something? Oh, beautiful. And then, just so you know, let's see, I don't know if I can find it, but there was one. I don't want to take apart the little boxes too much, but there's also ink. Oh, this one's a candle. There was one that was gold ink. You can tell I've been in the box. I've been in the box. Well, I won't keep you looking at all of this, but This was the calligraphy shop. And just so you know, it's a small business. So if you're one of these people that really wants to support small businesses, what a great, great company. I think it was number 20. I don't know if I can find number 20. I did want to show you that. There's 19, 14, 7. Absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. I don't see number 20. I see 24, 23, 22, 21. I bet this is 20 right here. Yes. Oh, I do have to show you this because it's so, so beautiful. Look at that ink. And it's called Pure Gold. Oh, Lord. So, anyways, I had to show you that. It just, I'm intrigued. And I'm intrigued by calligraphy. I have loved or kind of aspired to learn how to do calligraphy. It requires patience that I'm going to have to find deep inside. And just so you know, they have a superb website with all kinds of classes and ideas as to how to get started. But if in fact calligraphy is something that you're interested in taking up, I cannot recommend this particular advent calendar more. Like I said, this year it was $200. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's something that if you were interested or you had a friend that was interested or a child or someone you know who's very special to you because it's a $200 ticket, this would be fabulous because it's something someone could work on for a period of time. It's not a eaten done or put on the face cream and done. This is an experience. This is a project. So, should you buy any of these next year? I think you have to pick and choose advent calendars. It's really easy to get caught up in the ads, as we all know, now that Christmas is over. It's super easy because, especially now, when most of the marketing money of companies is actually pushed through to either influencers or ads on Instagram or YouTube. So you have to pay attention to it. Best overall, I think for a gift, like a hostess gift, I just love this. I thought this was very fun, very tasty, very affordable, and something different that no one's going to get. I almost knocked over the microphone. Best splurge is the calligraphy shop. Hands down. This is fantastic. I absolutely love the calligraphy shop. And what these advent calendars, though, remind me is this, and that is that our next chapter isn't built on big, dramatic decisions. It's built on the daily rituals that make you feel your life is beautiful. Your life is what you want it to be. Yeah, and advent calendars can be fun because they give you a chance to try on those tiny rituals and to see whether or not they fit for you. So as you look forward to the new year, I want you to ask yourself, what small daily routine, what small daily habit could I add to my life that would bring me some joy? And I think I'm going to start the very end of January talking about the tiny habits because I've decided I need tiny new habits. A few, and we'll talk about them, but things like red light and face massage and exercise and all of that. But we'll be tackling that the end of January. It's going to be 60 days of tiny habits, tiny new habits. So if that interests you, subscribe. Join me and subscribe. So, think about that, how tiny habits actually can anchor our day, get into a particular routine. If you're designing your next chapter with intention, share what you're doing because we're all in this together. We're all learning from each other. So share here as well as over on Substack. And do know that Substack is where I share stories, more stories, and behind the scenes conversations. And these are things that don't often end up on YouTube. at all. There's a bit of an overlap, but not a complete overlap. Substack is much more about small conversations, tiny conversations, opening up about things that I may not open up and share over on YouTube as an example. So, and let me know if you liked this. If you liked, you can't order any of these calendars right now, and you certainly wouldn't want to, but was this valuable? Will this help you next year? And if so, what calendars would you choose next year? Or did you buy one this year that I didn't buy that you thought was absolutely fantastic? Let's share, because Advent calendars can be a bit of a gimmick, and therefore we want to purchase those calendars that make us happy, that bring us joy, and bring joy to the people that we may give them to. So anyways, we shall see you soon. And as we say in Paris, à bientôt, my friends. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.